My name's Isaac Musselwhite. I started a company called BrightWings this year in January. It is dedicated to closing the gap between non-technical founders and developers. And we are just getting off the ground. So let's see this thing. Okay, sweet.
There we go.
Okay. So I took a business class a couple of years ago, and one of the things that I found during that time were several people who were trying to start businesses. Some of them were restaurants, food, delivery stuff, and some of them were applications. But one of the girls in the class was trying to start a marketplace for cooks, chefs, and she needed some help with her application. And we lost touch for a few years, but I came back to her a couple of years later. She had found a developer, lost a developer. She had tried to hire a software development company. I found as I've gone through and met other founders, they have very similar stories. So they often will hire overseas, get real cheap development, lose track of that developer, don't have the code to start rebuilding. They then seek maybe a larger development company or software company, which is usually too large for them, and they try to build stuff that the founder actually doesn't need. And what I believe happens is that the conversation is never really aligned very well, and so often they are building too much application layers than what the founder is looking for. So communication breaks down, wrong problems are solved, and everyone leaves frustrated because they didn't get what they were looking for. We'll give it a second to update. There we go. So they're speaking different languages. A non-technical founder is going to say stuff like, I need an app that does this. Can we do this by Friday? And they want fast-paced movement. Why is this taking so long? Are often those questions or phrases that the non-technical founder might say. A developer is asking different questions. So they are saying, what are the acceptance criteria? Is this a REST or GraphQL endpoint? Scope creep is blocking, sprint 3, right? So they're thinking of different problems. And as I've talked to each of them, I think that the solution is to help both of them discover the problem that they're trying to solve. That's it. And I think that actually moves both of them forward in a faster pace when they're speaking the same language. So BrightWings, we are a small team of developers. We are people who build the tools that founders are looking to establish or take them from their idea to their realized product. We meet them along the way, anywhere in that story, anywhere in that journey. They could be early stage, really trying to figure out what it is that they want or need. They could be further along where they've raised funds and they have equity to hand out or whatnot, but really one of our goal is to kind of meet you where you're at and then help you figure out exactly what needs to happen next, and either we help you build it or you can take our advice and go somewhere else that you have, but we're just a sounding board right now. So we offer blueprints for non-technical founders, basically just like, here's what we would build for you, this is exactly what you need. You can take it somewhere else, or you can come to us and we'll build the application stuff for you. I like the, before a line of code is written, we make sure everyone's solving the right problem. That's kind of the gold nugget, I guess, that I like to say is, just basically figuring out what it is that you need before you start writing code. So we offer, discovery sessions. We kind of try to line up with where you're at. talk to you about either your application code, like your repository in GitHub. You've used AI to build something and now you're stuck. And then we really walk you through like where you're at in the process, what we would solve first, and try to align on that story. And then we build with confidence. So because you know exactly what we are offering, there's less stress, there's less confusion on what's going to happen, and there's more confidence, there's more speed, because we're moving on the right things. So, build smarter, not harder. If you go to my homepage at brightwings.io, it's said a little differently, but it's more about building with speed, but not losing, building with confidence, but not losing speed. So I'm looking for early to mid-stage startups, non-technical founders who are ready to stop guessing on what to do and start building with confidence. You can reach out to me on my website. Then I have my personal information here. It's my email, LinkedIn, BrightWings.io. And I don't know if this was something I should have said at first, but I spent 10 years working at Block, formerly known as Square, and building IT infrastructure there. And then I have a few other co-founders that also were software engineers at Square. So we definitely have the skill set and experience to do what we're saying.